Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here, and I am back again with a brand new video. So before I begin this video, as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you have watched previous videos, thank you. If not, go ahead and check them out if you want to. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, and yeah, I can't wait till we get there. But anyway, so in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the LG Aristo 3, which is the successor to the LG Aristo 2. So let's go ahead and start by the design itself. So on the bottom of the phone, you have your micro USB as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack. So that the headphone jack is great to see, the micro USB not so much, all because this is just the new generation. USB-C, it has been the move for a while, and I'm kind of disappointed that LG hasn't really made the move to a USB-C on their lowest budget smartphones. But hey, that's just what you get. So on the left hand side, you have your volume up and down, and they're not as tactile as I would like them to be. They're a little bit mushy, but they definitely get the job done. On the back, you also have your power button. It's not really a fingerprint sensor or anything like that. So taking a look at the back, so on the back you have this power button as well as a 13 megapixel rear camera. You also have the speaker, the LG logo, and the back has this kind of more of a matte finish. It's still made out of plastic, but it's like a shiny matte finish. It looks pretty cool, and it gives the phone a really good grip. And of course, you also have like these curved edges, so this also helps with the grip. Now, this phone is made out of plastic all way around, but hey, it's meant to be a budget phone, so I wasn't really expecting any premium materials or anything like that. So on the front, you do have your 5 megapixel wide angle camera, and I will discuss the camera a little bit more. Now, the bezels on this phone are big, so there's no way around it. So that means it really doesn't support that 18:9 aspect ratio display. Again, for the price of this phone, I did not expect it to. And the display itself, so it's a 5-inch HD panel. It's IPS. The color accuracy and just colors in general, they look decent. They're not the best that I've ever seen on a smartphone, but again, this is just meant to be a budget phone, so you got to keep that in mind. So it's a decent color. I've definitely seen worse, but overall, it's a decent panel. So let's do a quick rundown with specs. So 16 gigabytes of storage, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 1.4 gigahertz quad-core processor. And to me, if I look back at the LG Aristo 2, the specs are not really that different. Now, the processor is a little bit faster. It's a newer chip, but that's really about it. Storage is still 16 gigabytes now. Mind you, it is expandable via micro SD card, but you also still only have 2 gigabytes of RAM, so definitely not a powerhouse. The camera. So the camera is a 13 megapixel sensor, and it takes decent pictures. Now, it's not really the best camera out there in the budget world, but it's definitely a good camera. For the price, of course, so just keep that in mind. So I'll show you a couple of sample shots and I'll walk you through them. So let's start with this one. So this one is really, to me, just a test of focus and colors. And colors are washed out. Focus is good though, and it takes pictures very fast, so there's that. But colors in general are washed. So in this next picture right here, it was just really a test of dynamic range. And basically the dynamic range on here is decent, it's okay, but it's not really that good either. So now you can see the sky clearly, but the shadows are just basically destroyed on the trees. If you see it, it's really dark. There's no detail or color or anything like that. But again, expected with a phone at this price point. Now at this picture, I just want to really test out the sharpness, and sharpness is okay. It's not great, it's okay. So this next up is just a test of color, and like I said, the really story behind this phone is that the color is washed out. It's not really as vibrant as I would like it to be, but at the end of the day, this is a budget phone, and that's really kind of expected. And the selfie camera. So in a good lighting condition, the selfie camera can produce fairly good shots. Now the color, again, one thing that I do have, the one complaint that I do have about the selfie camera is that it kind of softens up the picture quite a bit to just, I don't know, it's just to the point where it just looks kind of cartoony. But in a good lighting conditions, it takes pretty decent selfies, and it is wide angle, so there you go. Now, next up, I want to talk about performance, and performance on this phone is consistent. It's not really fast, but it's not really slow. So in day-to-day tasks, things like opening up the phone app, it's decently fast. It's not the fastest that I have ever seen on a budget phone, but it's definitely decently fast. Basically, the gallery, fairly quick phone. Again, not the quickest that I've seen, but the most definitely not the slowest. And one thing that I forgot to discuss about this camera is that it supports portrait mode, but it's not really that good. If you want to really see an extensive camera review, just leave it in the comments. Say, hey, I just want to see a more in-depth camera. Can you do that, please? Or if you have questions about the camera, just leave them in the comments below. I'll definitely answer those questions. But either way, just leave a comment of what you want to see, and I'll try and make it happen for sure. Okay, so that really wraps it up for performance. Now, if you do plan on playing like heavy demanding games, you're not really going to have a good experience because it will lag and it will show out that that processor is not really meant for high performance gaming. But if you do light gaming, games that really don't require a lot of GPU, then you should be more than fine. Okay, so another thing that I always like to test on my reviews is the speaker, and I already know how the speaker sounds. After you guys listen to it, I'll give you guys a rundown of what this speaker is all about. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here's my thought on the speaker itself. So the speaker kind of gets tinny at the highest volumes, so not really that. So at highest volumes, the speaker does distort quite a bit, and I don't know. Also at highest volumes, it does get a little bit tinny. So there's that. Now, sound accuracy and the bass and low ends, mids, and all that, they're okay. For some reason, LG just cannot pull off the speaker game when it comes to budget smartphones. I'm not sure why, but again, if the speaker is a problem, for you, then you still have retained that 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, if you only use the speaker for calls and things like that, then you're more than fine, of course. But if you just plan on listening to music using solely the speaker on this phone, you're definitely going to be disappointed. It's not really going to be a great experience. So there's that for you. Okay. Now I want to kind of wrap up the video in a conclusion, and here's my conclusion on this phone. So let's start by who this phone is so let's start by the demographics of this phone. And really, to me, this phone is meant for people who are just looking into kind of their first smartphones, mostly probably like teenagers. So, and you know, parents who want to buy their kids their first phone, but really don't want to spend a lot of money. This is a good option, and it will get the job done. It's really a good phone. But then again, there are a lot of other good options too. This is just one of them. Now, to me personally, I'm thinking about doing a comparison between it and the LG Aristo 2. But this, if I compare it real quick to the LG Aristo 2 from last year, and if you plan on upgrading from the 2 to the 3, then I really don't see the point. And the reason behind it is because while the processor is upgraded, it's not really that much faster than the previous generation. And while the camera is a little bit better, it's not really that drastic difference from the LG Aristo 2 to the LG Aristo 3. So there's that. Now in terms of design, I don't know, they kind of look the same. So while the LG Aristo 2 does have the glossy finish, the LG Aristo 3 has a kind of sort of a matte finish. So it's up to you if you like a glossy finish versus a matte finish. And yeah, that's really all I have for this video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Oh, real quick, before I end this video, I quickly want to talk about the battery life. And the battery life on here is average. It's not great, but it's definitely decent, and it is removable. I don't know how many people still remove their battery and put in a new battery, but you have that option. It charges decently fast because, I mean, while it does not have a quick charge or anything like that, the battery is small enough for it to charge decently quick. So yeah, that's really it. Let me put the phone down. I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoy my videos, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really do greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, and you do have the double tap to wake and the double tap to sleep. So yeah, thanks for watching.